Hey everyone, and welcome back to Isyour6covered. Appreciate you showing up. Got a special guest tonight. We have Big Johnson, Guns and Gear, and we're gonna have some fun, talk about some new items, and talk about somebody new getting into the actual long range. So let's have some fun. We will bring Big Johnson on here, and then we'll. There you are.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Appreciate you showing up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Glad you showed up. As you can see, Big Johnson, if you're not familiar with Big Johnson, I don't know if you can comment in the section below, but take a look at his channel. Does a lot of pistol reviews, a lot of pistol shooting kind of style stuff, and decided to get into the 22 long range rifle kind of stuff. So wanted to get him on here and get a perspective of a new shooter when it comes to rifles, not pistols obviously, but rifles, and just kind of see what the steps were, the reasons why maybe he started. Maybe it was the ammo shortage, but what do you think, Mike?
Well, I've shot rifles before. Of course, I've got a lot of rifles, but I've never, and I've got 22s also, but I've never really shot, like PRS style stuff. So what I wanted to do was, because like I've shot LPVOs, stuff like that, and of course the older scopes, I've got a bunch of those, but that's kind of my boogaboo. It's my weakness, and I'm not too proud to admit it. My weakness is kind of getting your dope and dialing everything in, and just doing all the turrets and everything. That's what I'm weak at. My strength is shotgun, pistols, ARs, stuff like that, red dots, but I wanted to become more proficient at this. And of course, before the ammo shortage, I was like, oh yeah, I'll get into PRS. But with this, I'm kind of like, you know what? So I tricked out a 22. I got the Savage B22 Performance. And then I got with EGW and got a 30 MOA rail. Got some precision mounts. Got the Vortex. Which one do I have? I've got the 4x24x50, I think, the Diamondback like you have.
Okay.
So I've got that one. Y'all recommended that one, so I put that on it, with the sun shield or sunshade and all that. And I've been to an indoor range because I've got, I'm a VIP member there, and it's a 50-yard range. So I got the Lapua Center X. I got the lot number that X-Ring recommended. So on his first video way back when, I was able to get, I think, 500 rounds of that. And so I've been shooting groups with that and putting up some really, really nice groups, but I'm not, in an indoor range, I'm not having to change and, dial in and do all that kind of stuff. I just kind of set my parallax to 50 and just rip. So that's kind of what I've been doing, playing around, and want to get more into this, learn more about it, and just become more familiar with it, a better shooter.
Yeah, there's a few people out there that are actually from Texas. I know there's a lot of real estate out there to do some shooting, and it's fun. That's the thing we've been trying to push, is just trying to push people to go, just give it a shot. Go have fun. You don't need to have all the fancy gear. Just enjoy your day. Figure out what you learn throughout the day, and the people, you know how it is. They're extremely nice, and they're willing to let you borrow a bag or whatever you might need. Hell, even a lot of times, even their rifle, a rifle or spare rifle they may have. So it's the community is really nice, as you know, for sure.
Yeah, and I've shot USPSA and stuff before, and had really a good time at that. Met some really great people. So there is a place for me that's about 45 minutes away that actually does a 22 shoot. They do 0 to 200 yards, and they're in the process of adding another 100 yards, so it'll be 0 to 300 yards. And they're going to be doing it. However, I've got a buddy of mine that actually shoots long distance. He's got 338 Lapuas and all that crazy stuff. Matter of fact, I used his rifle to go the farthest I've ever gone, which was 1,250 yards. I've never done that before until I shot his. So he's actually in the process of, he ordered a Voodoo Action, and he's already got a chassis for it. So he's going to do this along with me. So I'm kind of waiting for him to finish up his stuff, and then we're going to go out and do it. So that's kind of where we are with it right now.
That's actually pretty dang awesome. It's obviously more enjoyable to go have fun with the buddy. Makes it easier when you're driving, and you know, and the good stories at the end of the day. Like, did you see how bad I did there? Or, you know, that was fun, or that stage sucked ass, or whatever the case is. It's always a good time for sure.
Yeah.
This last one we just went to, it was down in South Carolina, and just to get in this place, the first test you had to do was to try to get through this mud bog hole, you know, and there's cars trying to get through it. And it was a lot of fun watching cars that probably shouldn't have made it actually make it through. So it was kind of fun before the match even started. So you just never know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say like we go out to Triple C, if anybody's familiar with that, out in Fort Worth, and it's a big, like, they have longhorns out there, mules, all that stuff, but they have a lot of shooting events out there. USPSA, they have the tactical games, long distance stuff out there, because they have a 1 mile range out there too, and it's just to get to where you shoot, it's probably like a mile and a half of just driving like 15 miles an hour before you can get in there. And I remember seeing that video where you and X-Ring went out and shot, and I think y'all were standing by a car, and I was like, man, that car's got a flat tire. And because y'all were driving, or they were having to drive on those caliche roads and those.
I remember that comment actually. Yeah.
I said, that car behind y'all has a flat tire, and X-Ring was like, yeah, we told them about it. So, but yeah, that stuff's not built for little cars for sure.
No, it's I would say out of all, not that I've done a lot of different competitions of sorts, but my favorite's been the bolt gun. I really have enjoyed the bolt gun over 3-gun and USPSA and IDPA and all the other junk I used to do. I was a huge sporting clay guy for a while, years back in the 90s, and I definitely enjoy the bolt gun even more than that, I think.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I've got a big collection of old antique 22s, pumps and semi-automatics and stuff like that. But getting into this, of course, is much different. But and I've got tons of 22 pistols, but I was like, I want to get into this because I had kind of thought about it, and I'd watched some videos on it, and then y'all got into it, and I was like, well, hell, I want to do this too and have some fun. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and I've just been going periodically and practicing at the indoor range because you said that there's a lot of land out here. Well, in my area where I am, there's not a lot of land. Where you can just I have to drive quite a ways to go to an outdoor range close to me. Like, the closest one is probably like 45 minutes to an hour one way for me. That's worth a damn. So, yeah. It's just not as easy. And since I travel a lot, I've taken it with me and kind of shot at some places, but they're kind of like goat ranches. They're nothing special, but, I want to get into this a lot more. And once I check that place out and I physically go out there, that'll probably be the home course, so to say. And they don't do official NRL 22 like the name, but they call it a 22 rimfire event is what they call it. So
see, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, One thing I did notice is due to ammo shortages, due to it seems like more precise, more precision style rifle shooting, the 22 LR kind of stuff is really taken off. I mean, It's nice because the ammo's cheap. You don't have to reload. The ammo's kind of expensive for what it is because it's definitely quite a bit more expensive than just, say, a big box of bulk 22 LR. But it's amazing what these rifles can do accurately at certain distances. And what I like about it is the ranges that are shorter that really could never do any type of NRL, like center fire kind of matches. There's not enough distance. They have the ability with 300 yards, 400 yards to put on these amazing matches, because you shoot out to 400 or 500 yards, which is a lot for a 22. The last one we were just at, it was tough. We were basically lobbing those things into 500 yards and trying to hit steel. That I think it was like 30 by 30 was the size, but it's in my opinion, and quite a few people's opinions, it's actually harder to shoot than a 22 distance wise, compared to like shooting a 6.5 Creed, more 6 Creed, or any of the new hybrid 6 stuff, because it's just you're really lobbing that stuff in, that stuff in at distances.
Yeah, and also wind is going to affect a 22 much more, even a slight wind. So yeah, I totally get it. So that's why, like I said, I want to become more proficient in dialing and, having dope and, checking everything and just kind of running through the gamut of everything, so I get more proficient with the scope. I'm so used to LPVOs, red dots, even red dots on pistols. I bet, that's all I strictly carry and use. I have only used red dot pistols for probably a year and a half, 100%. I don't use irons anymore. I mean, backup irons, of course, but that's about it.
Yeah. I want to say hi to Dusty Rhodes. He actually sent me an email saying that he ordered a brand new Voodoo, so that should be coming. So congratulations. Cool. Let's see. Man,
Dusty Rhodes, I remember that wrestler back in the day.
Yeah. First one, Charles Tiffy, welcome. Carcane, Andrew Gun Guy, Drew Bradley, Skulls out there, the other Tim Davis, Steve Heedley, Nancy Mink, 3 Crowns is out there. Aren't you drinking 3 Crowns right now or something like that?
3 Roses.
3 Roses, that's right. I'm thinking Crown Royal, so I mixed them two together. 45 Auto. A Lao's out there. A Low. That's what it is. Let's see here. Who else did I miss? Charles Tiffy. Let me get Charles on here one day. Joaquin Jack Nava. There he is. Big Johnson's Guns and Gear. Make sure you guys get over there, give him some love and support. He's got quite a few people on that channel of his. I don't know what the number's at nowadays, but I know it's grown a lot. We got Mario Mosen out there. Big Country, Hitting Steel, California, Conservative Sniper Hunter. TB says, smash that thumbs up button, everybody. Definitely listen to TB. Who else we got out there? Carrie Amore's out there. What's up, Carrie? Hopefully you're doing well, sir. The Outlaw Josie Wales. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Oh, we got EP Integrations. And Skunk Ape. I think I got everybody so far. I always like to give some love out there. Abigail's out there. And DW. Richard Arthur. Okay, hopefully I got everybody now. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you're having a great night. And we got Big Johnson, Guns and Gear. And he's getting brand new into the game of maybe doing some PRS style NRL 22 stuff. So that's kind of cool. What do you think? So would you say the videos, and not my videos, but do you think videos inspired you to try to do some precision long range 22 stuff? Or
I was watching videos, when y'all were doing the PRS stuff. I was watching videos of the NRL 22. Somebody told me about it, so I Googled it and checked it out on YouTube, and I started watching a bunch of videos, and I was like, man, this looks like a lot of fun, and that was back when 22 was even more affordable. And started watching some videos on it, and I was like, that's pretty freaking cool. And then you guys came up and said y'all were jumping into it, and I had already bought that Savage, but it came with a 0 MOA rail, and I had gotten with X-Ring and all that, and I was like, yeah, the 0's not going to work. So I had them build. I had EGW. They do a 15 and they do a 20, but I had them special cut a 30 for me, and got that shipped to me. And then they do billet precision rings, where it's basically an upper and a lower, and they're serialized, so they're match set. So I ordered those, and then got the scope, put on a better scope, because I had just some cheap ass crap scope on it. So I got a better one on it, and so I got all that done. Like EGW, I was talking to those guys, and they even do 40s, 50s, and 60 MOA rails. I guess they make them for voodoo, and I was like, holy crap, man.
Yeah, that's actually a question we got from Dusty Rhodes out there. Was what mount did you go with? Was one of the things. I have a 30 on my voodoo with a 0 on my scope rings. I would say, depending on if you're going to shoot out to 500 yards, because you are getting the voodoo, and if you're going to run a decent optic or nice optic, I'd probably go with 40. Because right now, if I'm shooting 500 yards, I have to dial all the way to 22. I think I can go to like 22 point something mils in my reticle, but I just keep it at 22 to keep it an even number because I can't go to 23, and I'm shooting 9.5 mils in the reticle. So I'm dialing 22, holding 9.5. So if you had a 40 on there, you may be able to pull off. You're still probably going to dial to 22, but you'll be a lot higher up on the reticle depending on your elevation and all that kind of stuff you got to do. I don't know exactly where you're at, but that would be one of the things. If you're not going to shoot out to 500 yards, the 30 works perfectly fine, but hell, you already bought the voodoo, you might as well get a 40 and put a nice piece of glass on it, and then hell, shoot that thing out to 500, 550.
And that's one of the things I'm trying to do. Like, since I got this, now I don't know if everybody knows, but this B-22 Precision, it actually comes in from the factory in an MDT chassis. So that's the way it comes, and it's threaded and all that stuff. And I did watch, X-Ring's video about the suppressor, non-suppressor. So, I mean, I've ran it suppressed in the past, but I'm not running it suppressed now. And so I wanted to, try to stay like in the production. So that's why I went with what I got, and then went with the Diamondback scope. So I think I'm like at 10. I think it's like 1050 or something like 1030.
Yeah, so you're right there. That's good.
So I just wanted to try to do it. Now it depends on what MSRP and stuff. That's the thing, with the prices. Now I don't know how they're gonna figure this. Hopefully
it's all MSRP. It's got to be a rifle that's still in production, meaning they're still making it, not you know what I'm saying. And as long as you're not over the number, I think depending on what type of match you're shooting and how critical they are, say it was like a big match, where they're really going to be checking everything. Trigger, some places you can have a upgraded trigger, some places you can't. So you have to check the rules, and depending on what you're shooting. If you're shooting those local matches like you were talking about earlier, I don't think you'd have a problem at all with what of them worrying about anything. The Diamondback is a great scope. You probably have the EBR2C reticle on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Love that reticle. The only bummer part is there's no zero stop. So I did get screwed up on a couple stages, and I was basically, I think it's 6 on those. I was 6 extra. So I'm like, what the hell? So I was having some issues. So before you get up to this stage, all I can say is make sure you're where you really want to be on that reticle, because you're like, it's too late after they say go ahead and go. You're like, damn it, and then you're like catching up. And
because if they say, see, I've got a AMG on my Lancer, and if they're like, oh no, this, we figured the prices and it throws you over or whatever, I can always put my AMG on this sucker too, if I really wanted to get crazy. But then the scope would be what, triple or quadruple the price of the rifle. But I don't know how they're gonna, if they're gonna check it out. But the trigger that I have, it's the stock trigger and it is adjustable. But I checked it, pulled my trigger gauge on it and everything, and it actually pulls at 1 pound. I think it's 1 pound 7 ounces for a stock trigger. That's not too bad.
No, not at all.
It's not, of course, like freaking like my TSO or some other ones. It's not like the 0.7s and stuff, but still, I mean, it's a nice trigger. I actually like it.
Yeah, that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep looking at my rifle. Obviously, we can't show them, but the it's just been so enjoyable. It's funny because like all the rifles we have, and Ray and I doing all the shooting and Matt P and all that, and it's like, let's go shoot this. Let's go shoot the 22s, you know?
Yeah.
It's just so much nicer.
Yeah.
For one, it's quiet. You can sit and have a great conversation while people are shooting. Just, you don't have to reload, you know, or make match ammo. And especially with all the crap going on right now, trying to find primers, powders, projectiles. It's a whole nother beast in itself right now. But it's just like grab a box of 22, well, a big box, meaning a brick, and go out and have a great damn time. So it's funny.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I mean, I really enjoy it because, yeah, you're right. You know, those other rifles, you know, they definitely are freaking loud, especially the ones I shoot. You know, I'm an old school guy, 308 guy. I don't even have a 6.5. I've shot them, but I don't have one. You know, I've got some 308s and really enjoy those. But
George Wilson says, I've seen a couple things about making a custom zero stop for scopes that don't have them. Yeah, keep me up to date on that, George. I definitely like to hear about it because that's the one thing on that. The Diamondbacks are great for the price. I think it's tough to beat. Great reticle, great glass for what it, you know, for the cost. But man, no zero stop really puts a damper in the Stratos 27s out there. Welcome to the show, Big Country. I missed a couple I saw pop in here. So Simon, how you doing, Simon? Peter's out there. What's going on, Peter? Oh, he ordered a 40 for his Voodoo as well. Welcome to the show, Peter. See X-Rings out there as well. Orson Humphrey's out there. A lot of new names. That's cool. And let's see. I'll skip back here. So we got some questions. But so what are some of the things, and maybe you haven't yet. So you have the indoor shooting range. It's 50 yards, which me personally, I zero my 22 long rifle at 50. So it works out good. Are you using some type of Kestrel, or are you using a phone app to help you dial stuff if you go somewhere to shoot, or what do you got going so far?
that's the thing. I haven't invested in any of that yet. I mean, I've watched your videos. I've watched X-Rings videos. You know, I know about the Kestrel. A buddy of mine has a Kestrel. When we went out to shoot his 338 Lapua, you know, he even has the little thing you put the Kestrel in, and it, you know, turns and has a little windsock and all that shit put on it. And he's got his spotting scopes, Swarovski. It's like freaking, I don't know, $8,000 or some shit where you can put the phone on it and all that crap. So he's got all the tricked out stuff. But, you know, he was basically kind of showing me everything and dialing it in himself. And then I was just behind the gun pulling the trigger. So that's about as much as I know. So that is what I'm going to have to get into. And I probably will invest in a Kestrel myself, but I have not yet. So that's what I said. This is kind of a whole new thing to me, you know, as far as, I mean, I've shot scopes, but as far as doing a lot of dialing, this is going to be my venture into it. So that's how new I am into this part of it. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I mean, I'm old, but, you know, learning my way through this.
We can all learn. Yeah. I'm the same way. I know Ray. I've seen him do it a million times. Not really a million, but at least 25 times. Like someone that's never shot a rifle, not so much a rifle, but shooting precision rifle kind of stuff, and he can within just a little while get people to start hitting targets. Now, if he has his rifle and he, you know, anybody, I think, if they understand where they need to point the rifle after it's already been dialed in and everything's done, pretty much, you know, in a good, like, prone position where it's really, basically really stable, can pretty much hit a target out there. I think the hard part is when you start having to shoot different positions. That's where those pros, you know, have spent hours and hours of time perfecting staying motionless while they pull the trigger, figuring out ways to stabilize their rifle and all that kind of stuff. And that's like the journey that I'm in right now, is trying out different bags to see which bag works the best. Trying to only use one bag or maybe two bags and not have like a big a damn wheelbarrow full of shit to bring.
Yeah.
So I think it's really it's the shooter with one bag is the one you have to worry about, not the guy that shows up with 48 bags, because he hasn't perfected it yet.
Yeah. And that's, like I got the sand socks, you and Ray had those, so I got those. And then I just recently bought, what is it? I think it's called oh shit. It's got the sticky crap on it. It's from what the hell's the name of that company? I've been playing around. Oh, it's from Black Branch. That's the name of the company. And you can put the different, seeds or whatever the hell they are inside there. And he sent me an extra box of those. And I bought that bag. But it's got the really sticky stuff, kind of on the bottom of it. I think it's called a newt or something like that. But, you can like put it on a windshield. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. And it's a pretty nice bag. But I've got some nice bags. I've been playing around with them, but I haven't perfected any of them yet, so to say. So,
yeah, and that's the journey, right? Is to get better. And like, if you don't have a lot of space, like a good example would be X-Ring has a 100-yard range at his house. And 100 yards can be really easy if the targets are huge, right? But as we start making those targets smaller, 100 yards can be a pain in the ass if you're trying to hit a lollipop at 100 yards, right? So, I mean, you have to be really stable, and that will take that 100-yard shot to 300 yards on a normal target. So, a lot of people that don't have the availability of, going and shooting somewhere with a lot of distance, just make the target small.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's, really cool, and that's what I've been trying to do, just at the indoor static range. I'm not dealing with wind or anything, of course, so I don't have a lot of variables, but I've been trying to, shoot like bullseye, like just stack them, and I'm shooting 5-shot groups, 10-shot groups, and at 10-shot, I mean, I sent you some pictures, but at the 10-shot groups, you could put a dime over 10 shots, but that's at 50 yards with no variables. So you bring in wind and, compensating and all that other stuff. And of course, who the hell knows where it'll go from there for me. But I'm even enjoying just, getting down in the prone and trying, even at the indoor range, I'm kind of throwing it up on the thing, and then I'm getting down in the prone, I'm trying to kind of mimic a little bit of what's out there, but yeah, I can't mimic everything.
No, and you'd be surprised though. We kind of take these tiny groups for granted sometimes. If you were just to give, maybe a person that doesn't have much experience with a pistol, a rifle, a shotgun, anything, just let them have at it and try to shoot, you can see that you are progressing. You know what I mean? So that's what makes it nice. I think what the best part is trying to hit little tiny steel at a pretty decent distance with some type of positional shooting. Not so much prone unless you're trying to shoot like a know your limits where you're shooting like 1/4-inch stuff, because the rifles, depending on your rifle, I guess, but they're doing their job. It's a matter of us doing our job now. Yeah. We got the good ammo. We got a nice rifle. So we got no excuses unless you're shooting through a tornado or some shit.
Yeah. And that is the thing, is especially with ammo, I've done some ammo testing, with my own rifle. I've tested the Aguila, I've tested, the 40 grain, I've tested CCI, I've tested Green Tag, I've tested the Lapua. I've got some, what's that other brand?
Ely?
No, I don't have any Ely. It's SK, but it's called the Biathlon. And I got some of it, and I haven't tested it yet, but I was able to grab some of it before the ammo crisis. I got 500 rounds of it. And it's called Biathlon, so it's designed for cold, wind, things like that. We don't have a lot of that in Texas, but it's supposed to be pretty good stuff. So, and I was testing the groups, and I mean, it was going anywhere from that, like down to, stacking them on top of each other, of course, with the, and what's funny is in my rifle, the Green Tag and the the Lapua was the best. Now the Lapua beat the green tag slightly, but the green tag actually did. Now this particular amount of it that I have, this lot or whatever. But Lapua does shoot the best, pretty consistently. But it's kind of neat trying the different ammo to see what your rifle will do with different ammo too.
Yeah, well, like many of us, probably yourself included, I'm sure, but a lot of us in the chat comment side here, when 22 was readily available, I mean, I bought, just bulk. And I mean, I was buying the shit out of this stuff, thinking, someday I'll shoot it, or if I die, my kids will have it to shoot, right? Because there's enough of it. And the other day I went out, bought the CMMG for my AR, where you take out the bolt.
The conversion,
yeah. And I'm like, finally, I found a reason to shoot this crap. You know what I mean? Because not that it's bad ammo, but obviously it's not made for precision rifle shooting. So I'm like,
well, yes. I've got the M&P 1522, and it's a very nice trainer for like the AR type, and that thing's awesome. I really like it. But I got that Ruger Mark IV, the tactical. Mine's the all steel, so it's really heavy. I know you got the light, and then I got the Apex. I put the Apex trigger in it. I've got a bunch of tandem cross parts on it. I've got a red dot on it, and that thing in a comp. And what's crazy, if you watch the videos with the comp on the pistol, I mean, it's just spewing. That comp is just spewing, and it's just flat as hell. But it's fun as hell to shoot. The trigger is I think it's like a 3-pound trigger, but it's just a lot of fun. Just going out there and having a good time. And I can burn through a lot of my bulk crap too by shooting that. But and then I've got the suppressor that I can throw on there periodically and have a little fun with it. But it's just I love 22. I've shot it since I was a kid. And like I said, I've got a bunch of. Matter of fact, I still have some of the rifles that I was shooting when I was 8 years old. Shooting turtles and rabbits with it on the farm, and so I've still got some of those rifles too.
Yeah, I still have my Marlin Model 60 from back when I was a young buck. That was my first 22 my parents had given me. And a lot of many stories with that thing, right? Like the rest of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. And what's funny is I even have on some of these, I've got and you'll probably remember these, the old Leupold scopes. They're steel, and it's just got the little crosshair, and they're like little tubes. And some of those scopes on these things, with my older eyes, it's like, what the hell,
It's a couple pieces of wire, pieces of wire hanging out through there.
When I was a kid, I was a dead eye with those things, but now it's like, shit, I can't even see through them.
and the freaking tubes this big.
Yeah, exactly. But they were freaking accurate as hell back then.
Yeah. What was your rifle that you grew up with?
I've got a Winchester. Oh my gosh! I mean, I've got several of them. I've got a Winchester pump. I've got God, what is the model number on it? Man, it's been so long. I'd have to pull them out. But it's a Winchester semi-automatic. You pull the tube from the back, and you can load them in there, and it'll shoot 22 longs or 22 shorts. I've got two of those. I've got probably 12 or 13 antique 22s. Nice. I just love them. They're just fun as hell. Matter of fact, what's funny is I found, and it's actually worth a lot of money, and the pawn shop didn't know what they had, but it's the old pump 22, and the guy wrote the serial number down. I showed him my LTC, so of course this was like, I don't know, 10 years ago or 15 years ago, and anyway, I bought it, walked out the door with it, and I got it out in the truck, and I threw it in the back seat, got home with it, and I was like, man, I need to clean this thing. Racked it, 22 shell popped right out of the damn chamber.
Oh shit, really?
I was like, holy shit. And I didn't put my finger on it, but I was looking, making sure the sights weren't bent or anything, and I never tested the trigger, thank God, but I was just like, good Lord. There's
a lot of people, especially people that work in the gun, the the gun store industry where people bring in a bag, that somebody had, and oh yeah, my dad had this, I'm sure it's unloaded, and they rack out some round of some sort. It's like, oh geez.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It happens. That's why treat every gun as if it's loaded.
Oh yeah. Once that thing shot out, I was like, holy crap. And I'm like, man, I'm glad I didn't just, and plus it was an old one. So, I could have just, I just kind of chunked it in the back seat. I didn't launch it, but I just kind of laid it and let it hit there, old as that thing is, who knows? But
yeah,
I cleaned it all up. It works great, but I was like, holy shit.
See, for me, every time I've ever gone to a pawn shop looking at, pistols, rifles, it seems like they're like $5 cheaper than the damn brand new one. I'm like, why the hell would I buy this when I could drive over there and buy it?
That's where you negotiate. You got to have your negotiating skill.
Oh, is that what it is? See,
yeah. Oh yeah.
See, I was good at that when it came to like going to Tijuana as a kid, because it was just down the street. It was like 2.5 hours away south. I could. Years back before it was, I'm sure it was bad back then, but I didn't know it as a kid. But yeah, I'd be walking the streets of Tijuana buying shit and trying to, barter for some cheaper prices. That was the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I always, put it this way: if I buy it, I got a good deal on it. So that's the way I kind of look at it. But you just got to know how to deal with them. But yeah, and some of them, they had them there for a while. And plus, if you start looking at guns that they've had there, if they've got dust on them when you grab them, that means they've been sitting there a while. So, that's those are the ones I look for. But I've seen, and I've got rid of some lever actions and stuff, 30-30s and stuff that I really wish I would have never gotten rid of. But that's one thing I really enjoy is a lever gun too. And I don't own any anymore. I wish I did, but those are fun as hell to shoot too.
I have one Marlin 30-30.
Yeah.
Just because I think everybody should have. And you know what? I don't. Like, a lot of people will say every person should have, a 1911 and a 45, right?
Yep.
And I don't own.
Caliber.
I don't own one 45. Never have.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to deal with another caliber.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing that, I've got 45. I mean, in pistols, I got 45, 9, 22. And that's kind of what I did. I used to have some like 380 stuff, 40, back in the day and crap like that. But I kind of thinned them down to where it's easier to really load up on ammo rather than having 19 calibers and trying to really stockpile up on all of those. It's almost impossible, and it's not worth it, if you're really going to load up on ammo.
Yeah, it just makes one more different bucket and one more.
Yeah, but I do agree with Bald, and what's funny is Bald is not a natural American, but he's pretty much damn American now.
Yeah, he is.
Everybody, if you're going to have a 1911, and I like 9mm 1911s and 2011s, but I do honestly love a 45 1911. I mean, I really do. They shoot great. I mean, I'm a big 45 fan. But
you're from Texas, damn it. You're supposed to be.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's, 2 world wars. But
that's right.
But I mean, they're just fun as hell to shoot. And I grew up shooting 45 1911. That's the matter of fact, that's the very first pistol I shot was my grandfather's, 1911, and he had the safety pinned and the whole works. And that was the very first gun I ever shot, I think, or pistol, other than a 22. That was the first centerfire cartridge I ever shot. And I think I was, like 10. And I couldn't walk away till I hit the fence post at like 20-something yards. He wouldn't let me stop shooting, but I hit it on the second shot. But
nice.
Yeah. Well,
I'll finish this mag, no problem.
Yeah, I wasn't a small kid, so it was a lot of fun, but.
Heck yeah.
I've even got some crazy stuff. I've got a 10 gauge shotgun, which a lot of people have never even shot one.
Yeah, actually, I'm one of those. I've never shot a 10 gauge.
Yeah, it's not fun. I shot that when I was 12 years old. I had to lean up against a tree and shoot that thing. Holy shit!
That almost should have made it worse because now you're getting
It was.
smashed from both sides.
It was because my arm and shoulder kind of went around the tree, so it wasn't fun. But I have my grandfather's punt gun, and I don't know if anybody. It's fun. It'll be interesting if anybody out here knows what the hell it is. But it's a 10 gauge punt gun, and this shotgun is about 7 feet tall from the ground up. But it's about 7'1" or 7'2". I didn't even know what the hell they were. And matter of fact, when we were at Farmageddon, Tom told me what the hell it was. But guys would actually get in boats on these little small John boats, and they could shoot them, and it would make the boat move. So,
what?
Yeah, this thing's freaking crazy. Yeah, you don't want to shoot it standing up.
What was the point of the? So
well,
what's
they
the
used
point
to shoot them. They could shoot them from boats. Because you can actually anchor. You can anchor it into the ground, like if a bunch of geese fly over, you can actually anchor it into the ground and just lob one up there, and you'll hit 3 or 4 geese. So yeah,
it's almost like a mortar.
Yeah. See, somebody's saying punt guns were used in boats for duck hunting, and my grandfather used it for goose hunting or geese hunting. But man, the thing is just insane, and it weighs like freaking 25 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, it was used for commercial hunting back in the day. So, yeah, I still got his. But
now, do you have any rounds for it?
Yeah, it's 10 gauge. Yeah, I've got old 10 gauge, but shit, that ammo, it's stored, but I haven't shot it since I was a kid. So, I'm assuming the rounds are still good, but I don't have a lot of it.
Yeah. That's cool. I never heard of that. See, that's the reason why I like doing these chats. I always try to learn something from, either whoever's sitting here on the panel with me or from the people out there.
Yeah, what's funny is I even have a 32 hex barrel single shot rifle. So it shoots 32. It's a hex barrel. It breaks over and you just single shot. And my grandmother used to shoot chickens because she was older. When she'd skin the chickens, she would sit on the front porch and she'd shoot chickens in the head with it. It's irons only, and it's a pretty rare gun, but a lot of people don't know what the hell it is either. So when I've showed some people, and they're like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah,
and it's a lot of fun to shoot.
So it's a 32 with a hexagon barrel.
Yep, it's
single shot,
18-inch barrel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it breaks. It just breaks, and you pop it out and pop another one in there, and she'd shoot chickens with it.
Nice, that's cool. Let's see here. Got a bunch of comments out here. They would let the duck land and then make noise, and ducks would take off and pull trigger to kill half the flock. That's some good thinking there, Kerry.
And I have only shot that punt gun one time, and it was probably back when I was like in my 20s. And I put it on the ground and shot it up in the air, but I've never shouldered it because it's just too damn big. I mean, I guess I could set it on something and try to shoot it, but it's so awkward.
It sounds awkward if it's 7 feet long.
Yeah. It won't fit in a normal safe, even a big safe, because it's too long.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like it's heavy enough that someone running away with it's not going to get very far, anyways.
Yeah.
So you got anything new and exciting going on in the Big Johnson gun world?
I have been carrying since Saturday, I've been carrying a 2011, a dotted 2011. So I've got the Staccato C2 Duo. I've been carrying it as my carry gun. I put 700 rounds through it. So I've been testing it for quite a while. If you follow my channel, ran, like 400 rounds, then 500 rounds, then another 200 rounds. Of all kinds of ammo, aluminum, copper, steel, brass, everything, hollow points. So it's pretty much proven, and I've been carrying it with a light. So appendix and
Harry holster?
Do what now?
Is it a Harry's holster?
No, it's not. It's a different holster, and I've got a review coming up on it because I had to do quite a bit to it.
To get it to fit?
Well, no, it was designed for it, But the way that he had his mold set up, just say he didn't use the correct, when he built his mold for it, he didn't use the correct, when you get stream lights and things like that, you get the little keys, the adjustable keys that you put down in there to move the light back and forth on your, for different positions on your rail.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used a different one. And so what he told me, because we've been, chatting back and forth, but what he told me is that's what was preferred. But I call BS on it because it would be a complete snag point. But anyway, so I had to do some alterations on it, and I've got it set up the way that it should work now. I'm running the SRO on it. So it's, so far so good, but that's kind of what I've been playing around with here recently, and, just messing with the dots.
Nice. Yeah, I know you've been on the journey of red dots ever since it's been a couple of years now.
Yep. Yeah, I've been getting into them hardcore. I played around with them for about 3 months, and then I was like, I think I'm faster with irons. So then I went to dots and started shooting dots in USPSA, carry optics, and started getting better and better with them, with transitions and stuff. And I'm not saying I'm a professional shooter, because I'm not by any means, but I did see that, of course, if you come up every single time and you get that really good, correct grip, the dot's there every single time. And, I'm really enjoying the dots. Even when you're dry firing, it shows if you have a bad trigger pull, because your dot's going to move. With iron sights, and I found this with iron sights, when you're dealing with space, you can cheat it a little bit and still get away with a good shot. But with dots, it will really show you exactly where you're hitting. And, if you had a bad pull, it'll show you a lot of stuff. So it's a really good training aid also. But I'm really enjoying the dots quite a bit.
You got Joaquin asks you what brand of red dot are you using?
I've got them all. I've got Delta Point Pros, SROs, a lot of I've got 11 Hollow Suns, 507s, and 2 or 3 of the new 507 V2s. I've got the RMR. My favorite is the Trijicon SRO for view, because it's the largest, and I've got the 3.5 and the 5.0 MOA. But as far as the field of view, the SRO is my favorite. As far as a smaller one, probably the HoloSun 507C is my favorite, because the RMR, and I'm not knocking RMRs, they're great quality and very robust, and they're proven. But your window size, with the little bitty square, it's kind of got the, little sawed in top. So with the 507, it has the rounded top. So when you're shooting with an RMR, if you're shooting super fast, it'll leave the window. With the 507, even with the Gorilla Grip, you can keep it in the window, and I like that little extra top on it. And I've had really good luck with those HoloSuns. I've been running them for over 2 years now, and I haven't had one fail. So probably for an inexpensive, great red dot, I would say the HoloSun 507 or 508. But my favorite is the SRO. Now it's not, if you dropped it, it would probably break. It's not duty grade. However, I carry it, and I've had no problems with it. And I've got 4 of those, or 3 of those. So.
Okay, here we go. If you only had one, which one?
On the dots?
Yeah.
It would probably have to be the Trijicon SRO if I only could have one. Just because the field of view is incredible. The thing that I really like about dots, and a lot of people have problems, and I even had problems with this when I first started shooting dots, is, you throw it out there and you catch yourself staring at the dot. And that's not the way you shoot a dot gun. You look at, you're target focused, and the dot just gets in the way. So you just basically look at your target, put the dot on it, and then pull your shot. So, that makes it so much faster. But if you stare at the dot, you're going to screw.
That's where I think I have issues. Is I haven't spent much time behind it, because I don't know if I'm just trying to fight it,
Yeah.
Trying to fight the whole getting the optic on my pistol kind of deal. But it is slower at this point, but I haven't put enough time, energy, and want into doing a red dot. But after watching some videos and understanding the whole idea and the whole concept of basically you're looking at the target, bring the dot to it. And I know when I was doing it, I was trying to find the damn dot first off, and then I was trying to bring it to the target.
Yeah.
So I was battling a bunch of stuff that I probably shouldn't even have been shooting in that style.
You got to, shoot and then get your eyes to the next target and then come over, get your eyes to the next target, come over. But, and I think I saw somebody say something about astigmatism. I actually have I've got stigmatism in each eye. So, and that happened as I got older, I became, getting astigmatism. So a lot of people have asked me, how the dots affect my astigmatism, or can I see them, good or bad? And they do blister on me. I will honestly admit that. I'm not going to fib to you. I did go to the obstetrician or whatever the hell you call them. And I had some glasses that help with astigmatism. It doesn't fix it 100%. But I don't really wear my glasses a whole lot like I should. But, I will get a starburst. And a lot of people, such as other shooters, they prefer the 5 MOA dot. Well, however, if you've got astigmatism, you're going to get a little...
That makes it a 10, right?
Yeah. Well, no, you're going to get a little starburst. However, you normally want to turn it down, whether you have a 5 or whatever, turn it down as much as you can for accuracy. But you can take a 3.5 and you can actually turn it up and it'll bloom. So I can turn my 3.5 and make it like a 5 or maybe a 6. But if I get a 5 and then I turn it up, especially if it's really bright outside, that thing could turn into an 8 or a 10. So, it just depends on how bad your astigmatism is. Some people see comets. Some people see like a starburst. You can have different types of astigmatism, but I kind of see like a little blistery, I might see like 2 or 3, little dots, in a small cluster. And what I do is I find the brightest one, and that's what I aim for. And it's been working for me. I'm not saying I'm a bullseye guy, because I'm not, but it's been working for me. But it's something I think everybody should experience. And what's funny is everybody's like, oh, red dots on a pistol is crazy. Well, hell, I remember back when they used to say that about red dots on a rifle. Everybody's like, irons, red dots are a fad. It's the present and the future on pistols. So
it is, not unfortunately, but I guess I've been fighting it. A lot of people think though that they have a bad reticle, or a bad dot.
Yeah. And
the way to fix that is just take a picture of it.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. You can actually use your viewfinder on your phone, and you can just turn your phone on, like to the camera, and just look through it, and it'll usually show you, even if you don't have to take a picture, but if you just want to look through your phone, it'll show you. Because that's what I thought at first. I was like, man, this dot's messed up, when I was first getting back into them. And what's funny, and I tested this on a rifle. If you have a red dot on your rifle and you're getting a little bit of blistering, pop up your rear peep sight, your backup sight, and then look through your peep sight through your red dot. It'll actually clear it up, because you're tunneling, you're changing your eye focus through the dot. So if you pop up your back flip up sight and then look through your red dot, it'll be crystal clear. So that's just a little thing if you want to test it on your own too, but that's what's worked for me.
Got to give Bald and Curious congratulations on your 20th wedding anniversary today. So welcome, or congrats.
Yeah, congrats.
I had a chance to meet Miss Bald and Curious, actually.
Yeah, I've met her before too.
Yeah.
And his 18-foot tall son.
Yeah, I think he was at the farm when. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they climbed out of that little bitty car, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, like, where'd this big guy come from?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was probably only like 15 at the time.
Yep. He was young.
See.
Steven's asking what my channel name. It's Big Johnson Guns and Gear. Yeah, because if you put a comment in there, you can't. You used to be able to tap it, and it would take you to the channel. YouTube won't do that anymore, so now you've got to look it up. But it's Big Johnson Guns and Gear.
There you go. Yeah, X-Ring is right. I don't remember the last time I shot a pistol.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys have been doing a lot of rifle stuff.
I mean, it's fun. I got a new. I got a full G code. Actually, it's right here.
Battle belt.
Battle belt, and I'm excited, but I just haven't shot any damn pistol lately. So, bought this one with the multicam, and
Yeah.
had to do a little tweaking with the mag or the holster in order for it to fit my Infinity, but I knew that was going to be the case.
Yeah, I was talking about that on my chat last week. You know, I've got the the race belt from USPSA. I'm sure you have one too. I know you do. And then I've got a battle belt. I've got the blue Alpha Gear camo, with the dual belt setup and the mag pouches and all that stuff on the battle belt too. And I was talking about going in and setting up, or going like when I dry fire practice. I could put on the race belt, like the USPSA race belt. Or I could put on the battle belt setup, and where I have a low drop, I even have a drop leg if I wanted to use it, but I don't. But I've just got the low, low drop, and I much prefer the battle belt setup over a USPSA setup. I mean, and I've always said that, way back when I was shooting USPSA, I'm like, the race belt's cool, but if something were really to go down, you're not going to throw on I guess you could, but I'm not really going to throw on my race belt and start running up and down the street and taking care of business. I much prefer putting the battle belt stuff on, and not that I'm trying to be a LARPer or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just think, that it's just more fun and it's more usable to me.
I'll give you a perfect example. So when we shot that sniper team match, well, there was two of them. We had one in New Mexico. That's the one I shot with X-Ring. And there was two stages. They called it something. I can't remember what it was. Like an action stage or something they called it. And I was running my 3-gun gear. Super stiff belt. And it was a pain in the ass. And I didn't need a shotgun. I didn't need all that crap. And I'm like, this thing is so uncomfortable. By the end of the day, I was beat. And so I'm like, I'm getting a battle belt when I get back.
Yeah.
Because we shot me and KB, we shot the Snipers Unknown match, and I had to do the same thing with that. And that was an all day for, I think it was 2 days of wearing that normal, like 3-gun belt and just climbing stairs and climbing through all that crap. It was a pain in the ass, so I was super excited to pick that up.
Yeah, I mean, they work really well.
Assault course, that's what it is.
Yeah, I really enjoy them, and even just dry firing, here in the office, I'll just throw it on and, dry fire, and it seems to work really well. Like I said, I'm not the tactical guru, or I never pretend to be. I'm not any ex-military or LE or any of that stuff. I'm just myself.
Yeah, you're a shooting enthusiast.
Yep, shooting enthusiast.
Yeah, me too.
I've been, what's funny is a lot of people, found guns like later in life. Hell, I was shooting guns when I was like 5 and 6. I mean, I just grew up with guns. So it was kind of a thing in our family. But, and I got out of it for a while or just kind of put it on the back burner and played a bunch of golf. But, now I'm been back into guns for a long time too. So.
Well, and you talk about golf, Big Johnson, one of the cool things about this whole PRS style shooting, NRL 22 stuff, is you can do this well into your late ages, because you're not having to like get crazy, right? I mean, you're going from like here to there and shooting 10 rounds and maybe move a couple times in between. It's not like you're all over the place, right? So I was telling Ray a couple years ago, I'm like, man, this could be like golf, but shooting, right? We could do this shit till we die, basically.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you about golf depending on how much you played or what all you've done. But
I suck at golf.
Well, I did some of the long distance stuff, and I mean, I've torn both shoulders have been rebuilt, lateral joints, bicep tendons, rotator cuffs, the whole works. So my arms are pretty much not what they used to be anymore. So this is something, exactly like what you said. I wanted to do something that I could do for a long time and, enjoy. And I just enjoy going and even just shooting static too. But, I wanted to do a little position stuff because, like I said, I'm wanting to learn more and become more proficient at this. And I figured it's a great way to do it. And, you've been very valuable. X-Ring has been hugely valuable. Heck, if I think of anything or, hey, between this and this, I'll shoot him a text and he'll be like, yeah, this one or that one. Now, one thing that is another deal with me is I'm so used to MOA, going to mill. I haven't done that I haven't done that yet. So all of my scopes are still, old school, even my newer ones. So it's just a little different for me, but I know they'll basically do the same thing, but
it's just like a speedometer with miles per hour and kilometers.
Yep.
It's just a different way of.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing, little different.
Yeah. But I look at it this way. I live in freaking America and, I'm just joking.
I used to not live in America. And that really sucked.
You were in California.
I was in California, exactly.
No, I'm born and raised in Texas, and I ain't moving.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Problem is everybody's moving to your place.
Oh, I know. They're trying to California up our Texas.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, what's crazy?
You should put a roadblock up.
Home sales here. We've got friends of ours that are realtors, and we also, my kiddo is buying a house. And right now it is insane. I mean, there's people that are paying way over market value for homes. I mean, like really nice homes, but they're overpaying for them just to get them. Everything's turning into bidding wars. It's just insane. I mean, and they're throwing up houses. And I mean, even these houses, like they'll put up one model home, but they haven't built any of the other houses and they're sold. I mean, like that whole addition is sold and there's one model home. These people haven't even seen these houses and they've already bought them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've talked to friends and they're like, yeah, we want to move out of California. I'm like, oh, now you want to move out of California?
Yeah.
I'm like, where are you going to go? They're all, I think we're going to Texas. Yeah. I'm like,
well,
don't screw up Texas.
That's what I was going to say. It's all cool if you want to move here, but don't bring, if you've got those shitty, shitty beliefs, don't bring those with you. You can leave those there.
Yeah, because they're running away from the same shit they want to push when they move somewhere.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we've already got idiots, this HR 127 that's trying to be pushed here and all this crap. And, thank God our governors came out and, he kind of started it and other states have jumped in trying to make Texas a 2A sanctuary state. Because, and I mean, the people that know me, but as far as all this crap saying you can't have this and you can't have that, bullshit, come and take it.
Thanks, Andy. That was awful nice of you to say. I appreciate that very much.
But
Josh is out there. What would
some
be
people not fold like lawn chairs, but not me.
Born to be a shooter, Josh is asking me a best budget radio would you recommend? Now, I am not a radio guy. I had a guy on here that was a radio guy. I ended up picking up, I didn't buy a budget radio. Being in the fire service for 31 years, I know what crappy radios are, and I wanted something that if I dropped it, it would probably survive. I know the Bowfangs, they're a good entry radio. From there, anything up, you can get better. There's more options available for the radios, but I'm not the guy to ask. Get on YouTube and there's plenty of better channels. I mean, don't get radio information from me.
Yeah, I bought 3 of the Bowfangs, and I think I bought a couple of the extended antennas, I guess, that you can screw on there.
Is it the tape?
Do what? I'm sorry?
Is it the tape one that like folds out?
No, this is just the longer.
Oh, the longer one? Okay.
Yeah, but I bought 3 of them back when they were going to be outlawed. All that stuff. That hey, these are about to be outlawed. So I was like, yeah, what the hell, I had a bunch of credit card points, so it didn't cost me anything. But I went ahead and bought 3 of them, and I've never even taken them out of the box, so they're just sitting in the box.
That's
I
good. At
probably
least you got them.
yeah, and that's what I wanted to just have them and buy them. And on the battle belt, I've got I mean, there's nothing in it now. Actually, sometimes I'll run AR-10 mags in it because it's wide, but it's radio comms,
Oh yeah,
out.
you can put your radio in there.
Yeah, that's what it's for. But I just run AR-10 mags in it now. But so I've got it. But like I said, I don't really. I mean, I know how to turn it on, but I'm not the radio guru either. So I've got a friend of mine that's kind of into that stuff. So I figured if crap started getting crazy, he'd be like, "Hey, turn it on, do this, do that," and I could dabble through it, but.
Well, that's kind of the thing today. Me, X-Ring and myself, we were cruising around. Actually, him and his wife and daughter met me for dinner, and we were messing around with the radios, just trying to see what we could do with them. And have a little bit of knowledge, but you don't have to be like techie nerd and all into it to make it talk, But you do got to have a little bit of know-how, I guess.
Yeah, and they're saying like, don't go on this channel, don't go on that channel. I'm like, if stuff's popping off, I'm gonna be jumping into any channel. I mean, I don't want to be, but oh jangle.
But yeah, my fake sponsor for the night.
There you go. Yeah, I was gonna say I got 4 roses, small batch here, but matter of fact, whiskey and tea is actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything. Tea's just magical for some reason. Yeah. Joaquin says, Ray, I'm going to send you an email. I have a question. All right. Hey, X-Ring does a good job. People send him questions all the time, and he usually gets to them.
Yeah, his head ought to be that big with all the knowledge he's got in it.
Yeah. You'd be amazed how much other crap he knows. It's fortunately or unfortunately, we hang out all the time, and I'm blown away at some of the stuff he knows. Yeah.
I was going to say, the stuff he used to do is kind of the stuff I do too. So it is neat hearing him talk about some of the stuff, but, it's like I said, I'm super interested in giving this a whirl and learning more about dialing everything in, because like I said, that is my huge weakness. So.
Well, when you get closer, you have some questions. I'm sure Ray and myself wouldn't mind helping you. LZ USA, we did not go to. We had told these guys, Big Johnson, yesterday we were going to go to a ham radio. It was basically a meeting, and it was actually virtual, so we were kind of bummed because we wanted to meet up and do the whole ask lots of questions kind of deal, and I kind of fell through the cracks. So it was a virtual meeting, and I basically blew it off. So we did not go, LZ USA. That's the short answer, is we did not go. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're already in an hour. That's pretty good. Commando 97. Learn how to program and use your radios before SHTF. You don't need a ham license to listen. Exactly. Good comment.
Yeah, and I thought, like I said, I thought about just firing them up and just, listening, and, and I know that there's certain channels you can use, certain channels you can't use, just kind of playing around with it. But I just, it's like, I've already got so much other crap I'm into. It's like, okay, do I want to start that too? Because usually when I get into something, it's just not dabbling. It's, it's balls deep.
Yeah. I know, that's the thing. I got 2 radios that are coming in the mail, and I'm actually looking forward to them. I want to try to see if I can turn one into a repeater, and I have no idea how to do all the shit. I just know that the radio has the ability to do it. Whether I can actually make it do it or not, probably not. But I just, with all the mountains around here, it'd be cool to like put that one radio up at the top of the mountain, and then cruise around different parts around the mountain and see if it actually works. Because right now, radio distance wise is not very far. It's about 1.5 miles is what we've been able to get to. 1.8 miles I think was our best.
Yeah,
But
and I'm not too far from, and I've got buddies. Matter of fact, a really good friend of mine is the captain of the fire department for my town. We went to high school together, and so I could listen in on their stuff. Just kind of dabble in it, but you know, that and the police scanners and stuff. That stuff's kind of interesting to just listen to. So I might do that. But also in the garage, I still have an old CB. Um, and it works. I haven't played with it in a long time, but I still have a CB radio too. I don't know how many people still have CBs, but I was like, if something really pops off, I've got the antenna and everything, and it works. I
yeah,
even set it up to where you could plug it in, so you don't, have to have like the cigarette lighter adapter or any of that kind of stuff. But it still works. I don't know how great it works, but it works.
I'm sure it works just fine.
Yeah,
There's just someone out there that's still got one to answer you.
yeah. I used to
I
do
used
that
to,
crap when I was in high school. We used to talk
yeah,
to
me
it around.
too.
Yeah,
We
we
used
could
to
cruise
cruise
around.
around town, and
Yeah,
usually the cheap like security guards,
yeah.
like they'd be car dealerships or whatever. They'd be on there, and we'd go jack it with them,
Yeah.
being dumb high school kids. Stephen Bradley. Let's see. We got Ryan Springer out there. Anyone use old tire weights to cast? I don't know if. No, I didn't see Chico Wise out here.
Yeah, if you
He,
can find the lead ones, you don't want to get the zinc ones, but
yeah.
I
At
think
some
they're,
point, we might be shooting zinc if we can figure out a way to like
yeah.
make it stay together and all that
I
stuff.
say I think it might be harder and harder to find lead. It used to be back in the day. God, we used to. My dad actually owned 3 tire stores, and man, we
Oh,
used to have lead weights. We'd have people come by and buy them for shotgun shells like slugs and shit.
yeah.
But can't sell them anymore supposedly. So or you shouldn't. But um, I know a lot of them still give them away, but I think the lead's getting harder and harder to find.
Well, you're familiar with Chico Wise, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
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 I know he goes around and I don't know what the percentage is, but yeah, there's a lot of the zinc ones now for sure.
yeah,
Coming around the
yeah.
mountain when he comes. Drew Bradley. So Isyour6covered is coming around the mountain when he comes. Don't get me started on songs. I'll be singing that crap. 3D print flies with primers only.
Yeah, a buddy of mine just bought a 3D printer. He actually bought a really nice one. He's going to be able to make a lot of small parts and stuff, so it'll be interesting. I've already told him a couple things I want, so he's going to fire them up and try to make them. But I think he bought not just an amateur one; he got a really nice one. So he's going
3D
to.
metal or plastic?
No, he's doing the plastic, but
Okay.
he wanted to do this, and then he's probably going to get a metal one too. But yeah, he's going to be making some cool stuff. So we'll see how it all turns out.
Thomas Rowland's out there today. Says, "Killing me, Smalls."
Killing me small.
That's his intro when he comes in. You're killing me, Smalls. Let's see. Any real deal prepper is going to have a CB stashed somewhere in the storage room. George Wilson says, "Yeah, I got one in the RV. That there's an RV. Don't you go falling in love with her, Big Johnson."
RV.
Uh,
I've seen your RV before.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a printer? Oh, Rich has a 3D printer. It sounds like.
As a matter of fact, I've been in your RV before.
Yeah, when you bought the 308.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Lancer.
Lancer. Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Well, no, I was looking at it. I think I was looking at it then. I bought it later. Or no. Yeah, I bought it later.
Oh yeah, after you got back home, probably.
Yeah.
Just an idea, but I think it would be great if all of you would travel over here to Iceland and set up a 22 LR. You know what, Otter? That would be an awesome idea.
Never been there.
I wouldn't mind going to Iceland. I want to hang out with Otter. I sent Otter a hat, or he had bought a hat. Hell, I don't know. It was a few months ago. It took forever to get to Iceland. I don't know if it came on camel to floating cardboard piece of wood that just happened to hit the shores of Iceland and then I think a goat delivered it to his house, I think, or some shit. It took forever. Yeah, X-Ring says, let's do it. We're gonna go to Iceland and shoot this year. That's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been some far places, but I've never been to Iceland. That was like I got a bunch of looks when I went to Dubai and wore my cowboy hat and boots.
There you go. Yeah, I bet.
No, Simon's asking if I'm a first responder. No, I'm not. I'm just a normal guy.
Simon, there you go. I was trying to read that, and I'm trying to figure out if he thinks I'm in Texas and a first responder, or is the Texas guy. See, I didn't read it right the first time. That makes a lot more sense. D-Town, what's up? D-Town's in the house. Let's see, is Big J. No, let's see. Anyone ordered from Classic Firearm in the last month and experience of forever processing times? Ryan Springer wants to know.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I still have a couple of orders, not from them, but I still have a couple of orders that are out. So, I mean, you know, that's just kind of what's going on right now. But, you know, does not surprise me.
Elster's rifle and reloading. He's going to sell it all and move somewhere where there's not frozen tundra. Yeah, I don't know how people. I guess you just get accustomed to it. Like that's just a normal everyday thing. But if I had to walk outside and like couldn't find my car because the snow's too flipping tall,
yeah,
like I would be packing my shit and gone the next day.
Yeah, same here. I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. We got a little snow the other day, but hell, it was only like half inch, you know, and it was pretty much gone. I mean, it was colder than heck today, but like when you can't find your car and you're shoveling and you have to take a break and then come back the next day kind of deal because there's so much snow just to get your damn car out of the driveway. Yeah. I'm not doing that. I don't even think I want to visit a place that has to do that. Yeah,
it was funny. This was like, I don't know, two years ago or something. My secretary called me and she's like, "Hey, I'm going to work out, but I had to dig my car out of the snow first because she's up north." And I said, "Well, didn't you just work out because you dug your car out of the snow?" You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you just moved like 1,000, you know, like 20,000 cubic feet of freaking snow. Like I'm calling that a workout.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I'd be done.
Yeah, there ain't no way. I know Bald and Curious got a bunch of snow. I wouldn't want to deal with that. I saw that on his Instagram.
Yeah, we got some in Texas. What was it, like 2 weeks ago? We actually got, and it really wasn't in my area, but I had driven. I left that Monday to go up to Austin, and hell, there was snow all the way towards Austin. And in Austin, I was like, good Lord. But, you know, if we get it here, it's usually really light, or what we get is a lot of ice. You know, we'll have those black ice, and that stuff's a nightmare.
Yeah, there's nothing fun about that.
No.
Yeah, that's the problem out here is we have because these are really small towns, so they don't have like the big scrapers for the most part. I mean, they have a couple, but like it may not get to your road for shit. Oh, you know, 2-3 days.
Yeah, we don't even have that here.
Yeah, so they don't. A lot of that resource and money is not put into stuff that doesn't impact us about, you know, a couple days out of the year.
I'm sure Ball bribes his snow guy to do his area first.
Yeah. He says he parks in the garage and then they come scrape it all. It always seems like those guys come by though and all they do is put a big ass wall in front of your shit and then now I got another 100,000 pounds of crap to get out of the way. You're like, please don't drive by my house. Let me get the hell out of the way first before you bury my car.
They bury your car or bury your mailbox, one or the other.
Yeah. Or actually blade your car and send it halfway down the road. I've seen video of that.
Yeah.
I think I didn't see him on the chat tonight, but not Ball and Curious. Bad Billy 429. He sent me a picture one time from Michigan, and if this was the stop sign, like here's the top of the stop sign, the road was like here, like it was like if you were to be walking on the ice, it was like you could put your arm on the damn thing. Yeah. So there's so much ice that they just drive on top of it. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, motorboater. I'm in North Texas.
North Carolina. Oh, here we go. We got a North Carolinian in the house now. We got Orson Humphrey says, moved to North Carolina from a very top of Michigan. Shovel driveway before and after work. Chop wood in the morning. After work, just to stay warm. Yeah, that sounds like a whole CrossFit routine right there, just to live.
Yeah. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, no thanks. All right, well, we're pretty rocking and rolling. I think we hit some good topics tonight. Is there anything you want to, maybe we missed, or you want to tell us about, or anything like that for me?
No, I just appreciate the opportunity to come on, and like I said, I enjoy your stuff and X-Ring stuff, and I appreciate the opportunity and the invite to come on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks again, and have a safe, great night. Everybody out there, you guys stay safe, stay warm, and hopefully the world as we know it will continue tomorrow.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Have a